Welcome to our training video. This is regarding to game character design and development. How to do them effectively. This is part of our course, fundamentals of game design, fundamentals of gameplay. You have to watch our previous videos to understand it better. So in this particular one, we will start with the aspect of male and female character design in games. I think the issues will be how players feel about the male and female characters, and how to design the female character, how to design the male character, and also the market aspects of female and male character. Now, the usual notion is males do not associate them with the avatars. Males don't associate whatever it is. They are okay in most of the times. When males play game, they don't try to change the avatar, the default avatar. They just take the default one and start playing. But females, they do associate themselves with avatars. They just think it's part of their expression, part of their personality. They want to present themselves through their avatars. So if there is an option, women will try to change the avatar using different options, define them, express them the way they want. Then they will take the avatar to play the game. And considering this, you may try to give both male avatar and female avatar for your game. You may give them choose the male avatar or the female avatar, and also you can define different storylines or distort or modify the main storyline a bit so that it suits the female personality or the male personality. But it can be costly. I think the story can be branched, or the story you have to change the story. It's costly and complicated to implement. Now, how you can design your avatar character? First of all, you have to think how you want the player to relate himself to the avatar. You want a non-specific avatar, or you want a partially specific, or you want fully specific. In case of fully specific avatar, the avatar will be separate from the player, an individual with a personality of his own, psychological and visual detail that you have to define. And also you have to define how much will he talk. Now, in some culture, it is associated the guys who talks more are more intelligent. It may not be true. In many cultures, the intelligent people talk less. I think in many cultures, intelligent people are well known. They don't have to represent themselves. They don't have to sell them. But in some cultures, you have to sell them. You have to sell yourself. So you have to define your avatar. When you want a fully specified avatar based on the cultural background or based on your market, you have to define your avatar. What will be a market related successful avatar or not, or also based on the character, based on the role the avatar will play in the game, you have to define him. And to define, you have to define his appearances, how photorealistic he will be or not, his voice, his language, his attitude, his movement. Everything has to you have to define, and that has to match with the overall gameplay, game action, game world, and also the player has to like him. In Tomb Raider, Lara Croft don't talk much. Representatives of the player, I think the April Ryan character that talks a lot. think there is some link, maybe, not sure, I can copy it. And also you have to think how the what will be the control mechanism of the avatar. It will be direct control or it will be the indirect control. In indirect control, the player will guide the avatar to act. In direct control, the player will be the avatar will be the player. The player will play as the avatar. And you have to find the right balance. Players usually like avatars that has bravery, intelligence. And the worst avatar are those with qualities that the players actively dislike in real life. So if they see it in the avatar, they will dislike it. For example, in Final Fantasy, the player find the avatar to be obnoxious, so they treat it to be bad, and many players just avoided playing Final Fantasy, though it's still a nice game, still a good game. Just because they didn't like the personality of the avatar, they stopped playing it. In Zelda series, it's a semi-specific character and the players liked it. Visual appearance. I think the visual appearance of the avatar has a great effect on the player. The player has to like the visual appearance of the avatar. The way the avatar talks, the way the avatar moves, or his sound, his language, everything has to be appealing and compelling and standard, so that the player likes it. Unless the player will not find the game to be interesting. And as we already have said, if the avatar is not non-specific, you have to display the avatar in the game, so it has to have the personality or the look. Now you can design the avatars. It can be art driven. In the art driven, you just design the avatar first, design the character first. You don't think about the story or personality of the avatars or the different characters. You just draw it in the beginning to have some ideas. And I think when the story or when the game does not have much story, or the personality of the avatar, the central character, does not vary a lot over the game, this approach may work. I think it works best when it's the partially specified avatar based game. So these are some cartoon like. We can define characters by defining the visual appearance. Works well if the personality of the character is not complex, does not change much. Good for other media. I think in that case, if you want to use this particular character for books, comics, TV series, in other media that resemble this game, art driven avatar may work. But the design process can be story driven. In that case, the artist has to have a clear understanding of the story, how the character will evolve, how he will behave, how the story will change, how the character will change. He will have to have everything in mind, and based on this, he will be designing the avatar character. Here, both the visual and behavioral design technique will play important role. Now, what are the character physical types? I think when we will define the character, design the characters, I think we should define them in some standard ways. You can try very imaginative characters, and you also have to check the acceptance of the people, of the marketing people, of the market. And also you can say very imaginative character creating, and how you feel about that, how they fit into the gameplay, how they fit into the game world, how players feel playing with them as the avatars. You can test, but in normality or in general, the characters fall into one of these categories. human